It grows and evolves, and I don't know. I mean, are you guys happy with it? That's all. Well, I mean, Yvonne, Sarah got to smile a lot more in the last few episodes of the season than she had in the previous few years combined. So how was that?
Well, I have to say, I was very excited. Oh, this is really loud. Is it? Okay, yeah, I was very excited to be sort of finally part of some of the happy stuff and some of the comic moments of the show. Yeah, I loved it. And there's probably going to be more of that this season, I hope. Please.
There's no comment. But Chuck and Sarah are a couple this year. You know, we've learned about putting people in between Chuck and Sarah. That's the message.
Well, in hindsight, then, let me ask, is there anything you might have done differently with the Shaw arc? Daniel Shaw arc, not the shark. No sharks.
Jump the short, Shaw.
The Shaw arc. Oh, that would be you guys.
Thanks, Josh. You know, he was a great villain, I think. And I think, you know, Chuck and Sarah have a pretty undeniable chemistry. And that's hard to replicate, and so we've learned some things. I'm really ambiguous and just say this year you'll be very happy.
Well, speaking of undeniable chemistry, yes, we were all happy to have Chuck and Sarah together, but there was another couple that got together this season that we like seeing even more, and I'm of course referring to John and Morgan. When did you guys first realize that you had sort of a chemistry that was undeniable on camera?
He had me in a chokehold. I think I was like gasping for my life.
Can I hold your puppy?
All right. You asking the questions now, Baldwin. Have you taken charge of this panel?
Question for Morgan. What do you like most about John Casey?
You have really soft hands.
I'm really looking forward to this guy because it's a trick for the cinematographer to set it up so. My puppy. You know, the phrase, "Apple box, please," is heard a lot.
Well, Josh, this was a really great year for Morgan overall. He got together with Karina, he found out Chuck's secret, he became a spy, he broke his thumbs, he blew up the Buy More. How was that for you to play?
It was amazing. It was so much fun. It was, fun. I was waiting to listen to the pilot.
Okay, ready?
Bye now. But the biggest thing for me was that from season 2 to season 3, never heard the end of it from Ryan McPartlin about how he was. I'm a spy now. What you doing, bro?
I cannot tell you how much angst it gave him.
Yeah.
That was before him.
Yeah.
And I was so happy about it. And the depression, the deep depression he got into until he was in the spy world.
That's not.
And now we're all happy. Now we're all happy Morgan's in the spy world, right?
No.
And I'm happy that I'm out because, to be honest, Captain Awesome couldn't take it.
He's got this bit that he does where we have this sort of mimicry going on, and I'll catch him at it. It's hilarious. I'll be doing like a loading of a gun, and he'll do it just a little off.
Yeah. Let's get him. Repeat here. Now, for Adam, we're used to John Casey hard-ass, and we're accustomed to seeing him in a certain mode. But this year, you found out you had a daughter. It was a softer side of the character. What was it like to play that side of Casey?
It was shocking because she beat me up. I get beat up a lot by girls, pretty girls. This one beat me up. I got beat up by a girl in Serenity a couple of times. Illyria kicked my butt, you know, and then...
Fourth season of Chuck, and we're still hearing about Baldwin's little shows. What do you know?
You're right. You're right. It's in the past. I'm looking forward to working with her very much because she's a wonderful actress, McKenna, and she plays Alex Jr.
Yeah. So, Josh and Chris, how do you decide who's going to find out the secret and when? Was there a plan laid out, or just sort of every now and then it occurs to you, we should do this again?
No, it's something that it's a huge part of the show and attention of the show. We actually took it pretty far. When you don't know if you're coming back or not every year, you don't want to ever feel like you left anything. You didn't put it all out on the table. So. Obviously, at the end of every year, we're not sure. And we took it pretty far at the end of last season in terms of even Ellie discovering the secret. But I think, we were able to buy it back, and now there's a real tension in the relationship between Chuck and Ellie because he's promised her he won't be a spy, but at the same time, he's got to find Mom. And so that's something that's going to be, a big part of their dynamic. But we track it out very closely, and it's something that we figure Jeff will be the last to know. That much we can probably figure out. And even if Jeff did find out, we're not sure he would remember the next morning.
Well, I mean, Sarah, was it a relief for you to finally be, the last one of Chuck's inner circle to be let in the loop?
Where Yvonne was thrilled with some of the lighter hair, I was just happy to hit Casey with a frying pan. I think for me it was timed out perfectly, and then this year will be interesting as well because we go back to Chuck keeping a secret from Ellie when she's asked him to retire to put everything and be safe, and so I look forward to that dynamic again this year.
Sarah loves me. Isn't she hot?
About opening with a Jester performance is that it cuts short on time, so we definitely want to make sure that you guys have a chance to ask some questions, so you might want to start queuing up. And while you're doing that, I hear that Mr. Schwartz has something he wants to tell a few of you.
Oh, yes. Okay, under 50 of your seats is something is a certificate for the fan art created poster signed by the cast and producers. So check under your seats. 50 of you have the magic ticket, and you can redeem it at the Warner Brothers booth.
Under 50 other seats, there are bear traps. and while they're looking, I just want to ask the Bymore guys, when the Bymore blew up, did you have any fears about unemployment?
Yes.
Not only did I fear unemployment, but I thought that I pissed someone off so bad that they were like, we are going to show that brown bastard. We're going to burn his role to the ground.
And Krinsky's like, why me? You took me down.
I'll take everybody down. Everybody's coming down.
You want to see a blaze of glory?
Yeah, I'll show you a blaze of glory.
Josh and Chris, can you tell us quickly what to expect from the Bymore game this season?
Well, we had an idea of doing like a spin-off series of Jeffster on the Lam. The idea that they had to like pack their provisions on the run, and for some reason Jeff only brought a loofah. And they're like playing gigs at the Whisper Lounge at the Holiday Inn for change, and no doubt Lester's hooking. But needless to say, these guys are a huge part of the show, and we can promise you they will be back.
Does anybody have anything?
I'm sorry, we're out of time for questions.
That's a joke, right?
No, it's not.
Seriously.
Come on.
We're about to
Chuck movie.
Do you have a couple $1 million? No problem. Just pass the bucket. You know what? Honestly, I believe it. I believe that about you guys. We love you guys so much, and we appreciate you so much. And as crazy as it sounds, I absolutely believe that if we had 100 buckets and we passed it back, we'd come out with at least a couple of dollars, and we'd all go and have a hamburger and hang out, and you know. Thank you guys so much for all